Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alexa, and today I'm bringing you guys another Dollar Tree reading vlog. I recently did a Dollar Tree book shopping vlog, and in that video I bought 6 Dollar Tree books. So here's what we have to pick from today. I have Yoga Pant Nation by Laurie Gelman. So this book is pretty much following our main character Jen, and she is a mother to a 5th grade boy and a grandmother to a 2-year-old girl. And the PTA president comes to her and asks her to raise $10,000 for her son's 5th grade class. So Jen is pretty much just trying to figure out how to make that happen among all of her other responsibilities. I believe this is technically the 3rd book in a series. The first one is called Class Mom, and the second one is called You've Been Volunteered, but I really don't think you have to read them in order. So the next book I have is Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. So this book is following our main character Gina, and she is a dance professional on the Dance Off. But in her 4 seasons of working on this show, she has never made it to the finals, but her latest dance partner, Stone, the star of an Alaskan wilderness show, could be her chance. But Stone is apprehensive to this entire experience because he doesn't want his family's secrets to be revealed, but he can't hide his growing attraction for his dance partner. It says, as Stone and Gina heat up the dance floor, the tabloids catch on to their developing romance, with the spotlight threatening to ruin everything. Will they choose fame and fortune or let love take the lead? Next, I have The Fortunes of Jaded Women by Carolyn Huynh. This book is following a mother and her 3 daughters, and they are essentially having a lot of familial problems. It says her misfortunes began when a famous Vietnamese witch cursed her ancestor, bearing future descendants from ever finding happiness or true love. Instead, the family would only have daughters and never sons. Desperate to know if the family will be cursed forever, they consult a trusted psychic in Hawaii who delivers an unexpected prediction. This year, their family will witness a marriage, a funeral, and the birth of a son. This prophecy will reunite estranged mothers, daughters, aunts, and cousins, for better or for worse. Next, I have The Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Poston. I was already familiar with Ashley Poston's popular books like The Dead Romantics, The 7-Year Slip, A Novel Love Story, and I believe she also has a new book that just came out called Sounds Like Love. But I had no idea that she had this other series. So this one's actually the 2nd book in the series, I believe. So this book is following 2 girls. One of them is a famous actress, and the other one is a fan of this famous actress. And it's basically a story of the actress trying to leave the role that she is most famous for, which would mean this character that she plays dying off in the movie series that she's a part of. And this fan is basically trying to convince the actress to not abandon this role that she plays so that she can keep her favorite character alive. So yeah, it's kind of like a fandom fiction, if you will. Next, I have 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. This is a TV show as well. It's essentially following 9 people who are staying for 10 days at a health resort. They all have different pasts and different reasons as to why they're at this health resort. So we're pretty much just following along all of these people and their experience at this health resort. And then finally, I have Holiday Country by İnci Atrek. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. This book is essentially following a 19-year-old girl. She's spending her summer in a Turkish seaside town with her mother and her grandmother at their family villa. But no matter how much Ada feels she belongs to the country where her mother grew up, deep down her connection to the culture feels as fleeting as the seasons. When a mysterious man from her mother's past shows up in their town, Ada can't help but imagining a different future for her mother, one that promises a return to the vibrant woman she was before a disappointing marriage moved her abroad. But while playing matchmaker, Ada has to come to terms with her own intensifying attraction. does the future she's fighting for belong to her mother or to her? So those are all of the books that I have to choose from for this week. Typically in my Dollar Tree reading vlogs, I will read 3 books in a week. So I think I definitely want to read Holiday Country. I think I'm also going to pick 9 Perfect Strangers. And for my last pick, I am going to choose Yoga Pant Nation. So I will be saving these 3 for a different Dollar Tree reading vlog in the future. But for now, this is what I will be reading this week. So I think I'm going to start out with Holiday Country. I am just really excited to read this book. So today is Monday and I will be updating you guys as I have updates to share with you. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. So the deal today is that I did have some appointments in the afternoon and I didn't have any work today. So originally I thought I was gonna have to go to those appointments, but they ended up getting canceled and I didn't have work today because of those. So I ended up just having the whole day off today. So I have been on my balcony all morning and all afternoon binging this book. I realized that I read through lunch, so I am now making some fish tacos. But yeah, let's update on the book. So we're basically getting Ada's perspective on this Turkish summer that she's having. She lives in California with her mom, and so her and her mom are visiting her grandma, and the 3 of them have a very complex relationship. They all have frustrations and gripes with each other that continually seep into their conversations and actions towards each other. In the very beginning of the book, we find out that Ada's father has been unfaithful to her mom, and so the mom is trying to deal with the reality of what it might look like to not be with him anymore. And Ada is also enjoying her summer, but also feeling super out of place and out of touch with her culture and just overall lacking a sense of self and identity. Also in the very beginning of the book, Ada encounters a mysterious man, and it's pretty strange because in this town, pretty much everybody knows everybody, so she's pretty much like, why have I never seen this guy before? He tells Ada that he is a friend of her mom's, and she's kind of like, okay, I've never seen you, I've never heard her talk about you before. Ada also has a boyfriend named Ian who is back in California. So they're kind of just doing long distance for the summer. Except now she kind of has a crush on this mysterious man. As her summer progresses and she feels more and more out of place and out of touch with the culture that she's surrounded by, she starts to take comfort in this relationship with this guy. And I guess there could be a number of reasons why. Number 1, she has kind of a turbulent relationship with her mom, and so having this kind of defiant type relationship might make her feel a little bit better about the whole situation. Number 2, she misses her boyfriend and that connection that she has, and so she's trying to fill that void with another man. Or number 3, she's feeling so out of place and out of touch with the culture, but this guy doesn't really seem to catch on to that, and so he treats her as if she's not out of place, and she really likes that and wants to be around him more and feel that way more. We don't really know her exact reasons as to why she is crushing on this guy, but then she ends up having tea time with a neighbor that catches her spying on this guy. But her neighbor has basically the entire backstory as to how this guy and her mom are connected. The neighbor thinks that Ada already knows all this, so she talks about it very openly and freely, but Ada is receiving this information for the first time. Essentially, Ada's mom and this guy did have a relationship in the past, but obviously they didn't end up together because she is with the guy who she is now contemplating separating from. And so now Ada is like, should I let my mom be with this guy or should I be with this guy because he's showing interest in me? Yeah, very, very interesting dynamic going on in this book. I think I'm 150 pages in, somewhere around there. So all that I have going on for the rest of the day is a yoga class tonight. So I'm pretty sure I will be able to finish this book today. I'm honestly super invested and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to eat my fish tacos and I will come back later and update you guys. All right, I'm about to go into my yoga class, but I wanted to give a quick update on Holiday Country before I go in. I am on page 217 and I believe there are around 250 pages in this book. Yeah, there are 257 pages. So I am very close to finishing this book and I feel like there's not too much more I can say about what is currently happening in the book that won't spoil what happens. So I don't necessarily want to share any of that, but I guess I just wanted to say that I am enjoying this book so much, and I feel like I got to the most cliffhanger-y part of the book right when I had to leave for yoga, so I'm really, really looking forward to finishing this afterwards. Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday now. Unfortunately, I did not finish Holiday Country yesterday, but I'm definitely going to finish it today. After yoga, I ended up going to Sprouts to pick up a couple of things. And then after I got home, I made dinner, and then I had to watch Love Island USA, and then I had to watch You. So after I got home, I was pretty much just cooking dinner and watching TV, and then before I knew it, it was midnight. So I just ended up going to bed. I am about to lock in and finish Holiday Country. My boyfriend and I are about to go run some errands, and by run some errands, I mean go get coffee, go book shopping, and go to the record store. So I'm gonna lock in and finish this book before we leave. Alright guys, I just finished Holiday Country and I really enjoyed this book. There is an aspect to this book that I feel like I have seen in other books that I like as well. The Rachel incident, The Idiot, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, Conversations with Friends. This main character I think shares a lot of characteristics that the main characters in these books share. I guess it's just that they are individuals who are feeling a bit lost and they don't have a strong sense of self or identity. And when an opportunity presents itself to these characters, to latch on and make this their entire being. They take it and they do not give it a second thought, and it kind of ends up being their downfall. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it like the best, but this is definitely a very specific type of book. It's not really a romantic summer read. It's also not exactly a typical drama, but there is romance and there is drama. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be for everybody, but I really loved this book. Like I said, if you like any of the books that I just compared this book to, then you will like this book, or at least I think you will. Per usual, I'm going to save my ratings for the end of the video, but at the moment, this is definitely sitting in the 4 to 5 star range. I was very pleasantly surprised by this. I also just love this cover so much. It's very simple, but very visually appealing to me. I'm a little sad though, because I believe this is a debut novel, but I don't think this author has written anything else. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought this book came out in 2022, but it actually came out in January of 2024. So it's been out for about a year and a half. So maybe the author is cooking something else up. If so, I will be reading that. I think I'm in the mood to start Yoga Pant Nation up next. I honestly don't really know if I'm going to like this book at all. I can't shake the feeling that I'm just not the target audience for this book, but you never know when you might find your next favorite read, so we're gonna give it a shot. I have been incredibly surprised by many of my Dollar Tree books, so I'm trying to go in with an open mind. But yeah, my boyfriend is here to pick me up so that we can go run our errands, so I'll be back in a little bit to get started on this book. Errands, I got a medium iced Dunkin' Latte with 1 mocha swirl and light ice from Dunkin' Donuts. This is my obsession right now. I got this order from Callie Wilson on TikTok. So no, I did not come up with this, not taking credit for it, but I can say that it is incredibly delicious. And I feel like my problem with Dunkin' Donuts is that every time I go to Dunkin' Donuts, it is such a gamble on whether or not my coffee is going to taste delicious or like sewage. But this coffee order comes out perfect every time. I swear, I've gotten it so many times. It's always good. And like anytime I get any other coffee order, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You just never know. But with this coffee order, it is perfect every single time. At Barnes & Noble, I ended up picking up Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I believe this book comes after Not in Love. This is about that main character's sister, I think. I think that I hate this cover. It's just giving like nothing. At the record store, I picked up this DVD. It's Napoleon Dynamite. This is one of my many favorite movies, and it was only $2, so I grabbed it for my little movie collection that I'm starting. Let me show you guys. I literally only have 4 movies in my collection so far, but I have the Royal Tenenbaums, the Barbie movie, Short Term 12, and My Neighbor Totoro. And now I have Napoleon Dynamite to add to the collection. So that's my little errands haul of the day. But I am going to get a couple of things done and then get started on Yoga Pant Nation. Although I really want to start this book. No, I'm not gonna do that. I need to stay focused on my Dollar Tree books. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I started Yoga Pant Nation, and I already said this earlier, but I believe my suspicion was correct that I am just not really the target audience for this book, and that's fine. It's definitely just geared more towards mothers and grandmothers, but I am still gonna finish it and see. I don't know what I'm gonna see, but I'm gonna see something. The end of this book, I guess. In the very beginning of the book, we met 3 characters named Zach and 3 characters named Kathy. I believe that was probably supposed to be humorous, but I just found it kind of irritating. I didn't really see how that was like funny, if it was supposed to be funny. I don't know. I feel like it would have been funny if the Kathys were named Karen. I don't know. Is the name Kathy funny for some reason? I don't think it is. But yeah, the humor in this book is just not like my favorite, but we're gonna finish this up. I got the audiobook for free on Libby. There was no wait, so I'm going to make some salted pistachio chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to throw the audiobook on and hopefully make a pretty decent dent in this book. It's really short. It's only 240 pages, so this should not take long to finish, especially because I listen to audiobooks on 3 times speed. Call me crazy, but I feel like any speed slower than 2.5 is too slow for me. Anyways, I'm gonna go make my cookies now. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, I officially finished Yoga Pant Nation. I honestly don't have that much to say about it. It's genuinely just a slice of Jen's life as a mother slash grandmother, juggling way too many things at once. So this is the 3rd book in like a series, and I'm pretty sure the books can be read as standalones, but as with most series that the books can be read as standalones, they are in a series for a reason. So they are probably better if you read them in order, and I read the 3rd one first and don't really plan on reading the 1st or the 2nd one. But if you're into this sort of thing, it's probably better to just read them in order, because why else would they be considered a series, you know? So yeah, I mean, that's on me for reading it out of order and already knowing that I wasn't really the target audience for it, but the writing style didn't really feel like anything special to me. So I have to say that while I didn't love it, there was also nothing really wrong with it. I think it just wasn't my taste, if that makes sense. So yeah, that book is done, and Love Island is coming on in 15 minutes, so you know I'm gonna be sitting down and watching that, but I think I'm going to take a break from reading at least tonight, and then I will start 9 Perfect Strangers sometime tomorrow. I'm gonna take my mini detox tonight, and we will be back and better than ever tomorrow to start our 3rd and final book of the week. I can't wait for my cookies to be done. They look so good. I'll show you guys when they're out, but aside from that, I will see you tomorrow. Hello guys, happy Wednesday. It's already like 6 p.m. It has been a very long day, but I need to start my 3rd and final Dollar Tree book of this video. It is 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty, and I am actually kind of interested in watching this TV show, so it might be interesting to read the book and then watch the show. It honestly might be a while until I do end up watching this show though, because I have so many shows that I'm currently watching and so many shows that I want to watch after I finish the shows that I'm currently watching. It just takes me a long time to get through shows because actually I don't really have a reason. It just takes me a long time to get through shows. I'm not really the type of person to binge a TV show, so yeah. I guess that's why it takes me so long. But let's go through all the shows I'm watching right now. So with my boyfriend, I am watching the new season of The Rehearsal, The Sopranos, Parks and Rec, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think that's everything he and I are watching. And then with my mom, I'm watching You, which I'm actually almost finished with. And then on my own, I'm watching Love Island USA, The Bear, and I was thinking of starting Yellow Jackets next. So yeah, maybe I could start this show after I finish all of those. It's gonna be a minute, but I guess we'll see if I like this book, and then that will truly determine whether or not I want to watch the show. So yeah, I am taking care of some chores around the house. And then once I'm at a good place with that, I'm going to sit down and start this book. And yeah, that's where we're at today. It's honestly been a very chaotic week thus far. A lot of work stuff going on, a lot of health stuff going on. I will check back in with you guys in a little bit when I'm about to start this. Okay, I am 80 pages into 9 Perfect Strangers, and I'm really liking it so far. I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about this book or react to this book. I guess it's kind of an older book. I mean, okay, not older, but like, I feel like it was popular like 5 years ago or so. So I guess I just don't really hear anybody talking about it nowadays, which may be one of the reasons that I found it at Dollar Tree. But anyways, I have gotten a couple POVs in this book so far of people basically making their way to this health resort. I have met Frances, who is a romance author, and she is divorced. Actually, she's been divorced twice, has no kids, has no boyfriend, and is feeling kind of just old and fragile. And I also met a married couple named Ben and Jessica, and they are going through some marital problems. They're trying to revive their marriage by going to this resort. And I also met Yao, and he's one of the doctors. Well, I actually don't know if they're doctors, so I'll just say he's an employee of the resort. And at the resort, they are about to start a prolonged period of no talking, no eye contact, no screens. They also drink these like weird smoothies every day, and they're detoxing from sugar and alcohol and processed foods. I guess the resort takes kind of a holistic approach to bettering your health, because they all have kind of different reasons of being there. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna meet a couple more characters in some other POVs soon. I was originally worried that there would just be too many POVs in this book. Obviously, the book is called 9 Perfect Strangers, so I kind of expected like a minimum of 9 main characters, which is kind of a lot in my opinion. But I feel like it's been done really well so far. I feel like it's all connecting pretty seamlessly. So hopefully as we get more POVs, the characters continue to incorporate seamlessly. Otherwise, I am probably going to lose interest in this book rapidly. But yeah, so far so good. I think I'm going to call it for today. I really, really want to watch Love Island, if I'm being so honest. This book is good, just not good enough to make me forget about Love Island. So I will be continuing this book tomorrow. But yeah, I think for now I'm just gonna watch Love Island and then go to bed. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello guys. Plot twist, today is actually Friday. I unfortunately was not feeling great yesterday, so I didn't really film anything, but I did make a little bit more progress on 9 Perfect Strangers. I got to page 310, so I have 140 pages left to read today. I don't really want to say too much about what I read yesterday because I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but I'm still really liking it, but Definitely less interested than I was initially. I can't quite put my finger on why, but maybe I'll feel differently by the end of the book. Yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on everything that I read yesterday. So I'm going to, as I like to say, lock in and finish the rest of this book, and then I'm gonna sit down and give you guys my final thoughts and my final ratings for all of the books that I read in this video. So let's go finish this. Alright guys, I have officially finished all 3 of the Dollar Tree books that I said I was going to read this week. Let's talk about my final thoughts and ratings of all of these. So the first one I read is Holiday Country by NC Atrek, and I think it's safe to say that this was my favorite of the bunch. The funny thing about what I said earlier about this book, about if you like The Idiot and Conversations with Friends and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and The Rachel Incident, you'll like this book. I was looking at my review for The Rachel Incident on Goodreads because I didn't remember if I gave it 4 or 5 stars, so I was looking at that. In that review, I said this book is like if Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Conversations with Friends had a baby. It's not really that significant. I just thought it was funny that I put those books in the same category like a year ago and forgot about it and then said it again earlier this week. Oh my gosh, I just realized that the author of The Idiot has a quote on the front of this book. How did I miss that? Anyways, I think this is a very specific type of book, but if you like that type of book, this one is done very well. It's also very fresh sounding, and I feel like the emotions that our main character has in this book, a lot of people can probably understand and relate to. It's dramatic, but not necessarily a drama. It's romantic, but it's not necessarily a romance. It's literary fiction, I suppose. I don't know. It's really difficult to describe the experience reading this book, but it is a good one. I think I'm going to give this book 4.5 stars. I was originally thinking that I was going to give it 4 stars, but I truly have not stopped thinking about these characters and what happened in this book all week. So I feel like if it's stuck with me that long, it deserves a little half-star bump. 4.5 stars for Holiday Country. The next book that I read is Yoga Pant Nation by Laurie Gelman. I believe I already said this earlier, but this is the 3rd book in an interconnected standalone series, or at least I think it is. You get enough context as to like who everybody is in this book to not have to read the other ones, but I'm sure that this is just better if you read those first. I think it's witty and humorous in a way that doesn't appeal to me, but probably would appeal to someone out there, most likely somebody with children or grandchildren, which I have neither. So I just really don't have much to say about this book. At the end of the day, it's really just a slice of Jen's life. And if you think it's funny, you think it's funny, and if you don't, you don't. Obviously, I bought it because I thought there was a chance that I would like this book. It sounded kind of chaotic and fun and silly, but I just don't think it's the brand of chaotic and fun and silly that I enjoy. I feel like there's nothing particularly wrong with the writing style or the pacing or anything like that. At the end of the day, it just was not memorable to me and I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, I could try and be a little bit more of a hater, but I don't really think it deserves that. I am going to be giving this book 2 stars. And the final book that I read this week, which I just finished, is 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. I'm going to be getting rid of this book immediately because I cannot stand book covers that resemble their TV show or movie. This will not be setting foot on my bookshelves. But putting the TV cover hatred aside, I liked this book. I don't think it was anything profound. I don't think anybody needs to run to the store and grab this. But I feel like it's the kind of book that if it falls into your lap and you feel so inclined to read it, you should. Otherwise, I wouldn't really recommend anybody go out of their way to grab this book and read it. Like I said before, it's following 9 characters at a health resort. And we also get the POV of a couple of the employees at the health resort. I'm pretty sure there were 3 POVs of the employees and then 9 POVs of the patients. So yeah, let's do the math there really quick. 12 POVs. I think that is just unnecessary and overly ambitious because there are a couple of characters that are kind of grouped together. Like there's 2 characters that are married. There's 3 characters that are like a family, a mom, a dad, and a daughter. I feel like they could have just been kind of grouped into one POV. We didn't need a separate POV for every single person. I don't know if that was just the author's way of trying to keep all of the stories straight, or I don't really know. It to me felt a bit unnecessary. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this is really overly ambitious for like how short it is. It's only 450 pages, so. But it does take place over the course of, I believe, 10 days. So yeah, I don't really know if there would have been enough story content left to write much more than 450 pages. But I don't know, the beginning really had me hooked, and I feel like the way that the POVs were slowly being integrated into the book was very seamless and digestible. But then I feel like the POVs were changing and we were getting so many new ones at a time that it just started to feel overwhelming and chaotic. I feel like the genre of this book was also a little bit confusing and disappointing because it was kind of giving sci-fi and thriller mystery, and I guess kind of trying to walk the line of both while simultaneously being neither of them. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's just like a general fiction book. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I was really into it for the first like 100 pages. But as I read the rest of this book, I just kept slowly losing interest, and I feel like the payoff and the kind of epilogue part of this book was underwhelming. I don't know. The concept has great potential, and the characters do go through a lot of very real and difficult things, and I would definitely check trigger warnings if you're planning to read this book because there are a lot of potentially triggering things mentioned in this book. It felt like the entirety of the character was the reason that they were at the health resort, and there wasn't really much to them beyond those aspects. I don't know, there was potential there because they did go through some really real things. I guess what I'm trying to say is that overall, this had a good premise and the characters were experiencing things that people can probably easily connect to. But at the end of the day, it just kind of missed the mark, at least in my opinion. But I will say that I genuinely think this will make a much better TV show than book. So I'm excited to give it a watch and see if I'm right. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have a lot of TV shows to finish before I will get the chance to watch this one. So don't hold your breath, it's gonna be a minute. I think I'm going to give this book 3 stars. I did just finish it, so that may be subject to change, but yeah, I think we're gonna go with 3 stars. And with that being said, that concludes my week of reading books from Dollar Tree. If you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know anything you want to let me know. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram and Goodreads. They are always linked in the description below. And make sure that you are subscribed so that you can see more videos from me in the future. But for now, that is all. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. By Liane Moriarty. Am I saying that right? Moriarty.
Yay. Going to Barnes.
Conversations